welcome back to my channel. This is Irie Sensei. If you have not met me before, if this is your first time on my channel, welcome to everyone and welcome back to all my OGs you don't know. So I'm decided to start pulling out my hair. Today is Ash Wednesday, so I've had a lazy day so far, haven't been much productive, so I decided to just use one stone and kill two birds. So make a video while I am taking these braids out. I did it by myself anyways, but now it is coming to we need to get them out. So this video is really for the persons who have moved out of Jamaica and moved to a different place to live. You relocated, but now you're tired of the place because all you're doing is working. You need some of the wood, sun, water, right? And so you're thinking about returning to Jamaica, but you're thinking, what would I do if I come back to Jamaica, and why would I leave this convenience, even though it's a lot of work and they're taxing you left, right and center, which you do get taxed in Jamaica, but when you live abroad, we know the trips, because we've done that, been there. So you decide that, oh yeah, I'm gonna come back. But what am I going to come back to? Okay, if you're a teacher, I can talk about the teaching aspect. If you're not a teacher, you have a degree, even if it's not in teaching, it is quite possible that you can return to Jamaica and get a teaching job because of brain drain. A lot of teachers are leaving, and I'm sure many more will be leaving before the year ends, because most schools employ teachers in April. Well, not most, but a lot of people relocate in the summertime as well. So if you come back to Jamaica, whatever, if you have a degree in science, for example, schools would employ you because they need teachers, right? So there's a shortage, and you're thinking, is it worth it? Okay, so now I'm going to spill the beans, and I'm going to tell you what it is like, what it has been like returning from Japan to Jamaica. So I was a language teacher in Japan, as you know, and I also started teaching English as a second language while I was in Australia. So I did that for a few months before I actually came back to Jamaica. And I must tell you, I've said it before and I'm going to tell you again, teaching in Japan is definitely different from teaching in Jamaica. And I would say teaching in America and other parts of the world will be definitely different from teaching in Jamaica. A lot of the things that you will encounter in Jamaica, you can navigate because you are already aware of the culture. And teaching in those places, it might be difficult for you to get through to the students, to get through to the parents in terms of getting your message across, because of language barrier, cultural barriers, and so on. So communication may not be so great. So that's a plus for Jamaica. You can level with the parents. And I'm going to give you this big tip and trick that one of my friends who have been teaching for over 18 years told me, and it has worked. Once you get the parents on your side, teaching is made easy. Because all you need to do is to remind those students that you will get in touch with their parents. If they don't have any guardians or parents that really take interest in their schoolwork or reprimand them, then it can pose a challenge. You have to find another way. But in terms of getting the parents on your side, let them know that, hey, I'm here for your child, I'm here, I'm going to oversee them, I'm going to make sure that they do what they need to do, and I'll call you when they do good. When they do good, because a lot of times teachers tend to call the parents or guardians when the students are not doing well. So we need to make it a habit to call the parents or guardians and let them know that your child or ward has been doing well. Find a good point, even if he come a class late, but at least he come school on time. So call them and let them know that I have noticed that your child or ward attends school on time. The punctuality is good, attendance is good. So start from there. Okay, them work not so good, but start from something, and then that parent will never forget you. Oh, Miss so-and-so or Mr. so-and-so called me and tell me about you. Yes, man, that means them a watch for you. All right, make sure you behave yourself, make sure you do your work. So once you get that parent or parents on your side, that child, and do this before you actually get caught up with admin work and lesson planning and keeping up with the cycles and all sort of stuff. Do this like when you just start. the beginning of the school term, take a time out and call. Even in the summertime, you're breaking to go back, take the time out and call the parents. Okay, fine, you may not have the contact information because you may not be privy to it, and because they have this new policy that you must not get the data. Listen, these students, you need, especially for your form students, you need to have contact information for the parents. And so even if it's not like using your personal phone, but you send an email or a text message and let them know that you are their teacher for the rest of the year, you're there to help them, and so on and so forth. Keep in touch. Let me tell you, that is a game changer. If you did not get to do that, what you can do is, in the middle of the term, when it's term start come and class management seems like a audacious task, what you could do is tell the student right there and then that you're going to call their parents. And if you promise them, you do it for real. Like I promised a student, I said, you're walking in and out of my class, you're being disruptive. Took out my phone, I said, give me your mother's number. The entire class was quiet because everybody wants to see what Miss is going to do, if she's going to do it for real. She hesitated. I said, give me your father's. Who do you live with? Give me their number. And don't even try to give me a wrong number or go around, because you know what I will do? I will go to the office and I will order guidance counselor and I will have them call for me. So don't worry. Give me the number. She gave me the number. And I called. I said, you're going to talk to your parent and you're going to tell them what you're in class doing. She begged, please, miss, please, miss, please, miss. And she was okay for the rest of the class. That student is known to be disruptive. At one point, I was wondering if she was mentally challenged because she was just going on and on and on. I'm like, you're not going to stop? I'm like, I'm stopping. I stopped my lesson. I'm waiting for you and you're not going to stop. And that worked. Of course, it may not work all the time, and it's consistent work. So understanding the level of communication that you need to have with the parents or guardians, and the child, the student, will know and they will comply with you because they know that them parents going to hear about it. And a lot of times when they behave in a certain manner at school, they're not like that at home, and they are afraid of what they will encounter if their parents or guardians know that they are not behaving the way that they should behave in school. A lot of times you see them on the corridor behaving all macho. Let me tell you, if the parent there, you'll see they come down like a little baby and you're like, are the same child this? Are the same student this? Will come go on like, and I come give me tough chat in my class, you know. I teach at one of those schools, you know, where the challenges are great, but the rewards are also great because there is so much to do and a lot of opportunities to make an impact on the students. So I count it a great honor and privilege to be able to impact the lives of some of those students. Not all of them do have parents. Some lost their parents to death and so on. So, you know, there's a lot of challenges, and I endeavor to do my best to ensure that at the end of my tenure, I can positively make an impact. Sometimes I share my experiences with them and let them know that it doesn't matter where you're from or where you live. It doesn't matter who your parents are or not. You know, you can make it out, because I lived in Spanish Town, went to school in Spanish Town. There were times when I had to walk to school. My father reminded me. I was like, Daddy, me ever walk to school? And say, yes. I didn't have any lunch money. He said, okay, I'm walking. And I told them about my book, or I wrote books, not just one book, but you know, I might tell them about one, because I don't really want to sound like I'm showing off, because sometimes the mindset is so skewed that you have to be careful how you actually share with them. I tell them about my travels and how I see different parts of the world. I've been to 4 different continents, by the way. I just checked and I was like, 4 of the 7, and by next year I should tick off at least 1 more. So I mean, it's been so good. I need to probably do some videos on how I've been able to travel around, but that's for another video. But I'm just going back to what I was saying about teaching in Jamaica and understanding how to navigate dealing with young adults and dealing with, well, particularly teaching in high schools, because I'm a high school teacher. Teaching in primary school level or prep school level or elementary, whatever you call it, may pose challenges as well, because children are not the same as we were back in the day. They're more exposed because of social media and technology, and they are more outspoken. So sometimes when we would take certain things from adults and we would just squash, children are more outspoken. I'm talking about Jamaican children now, and I mean children are children everywhere in the world. My mom would always say picnic wherever you go. And so these are just some of the ways that I do it. Class management begins outside of the classroom. So on the corridor, setting the pace, letting them understand that there are boundaries and you're the teacher and they're the students, and also being respectful to them, because a lot of times teachers believe that they can be disrespectful in front of them and disrespectful to the students and expect the students to in turn respect them. You cannot disrespect another student or a staff member, whether it may be a member of the admin staff or the groundsman or a fellow teacher. You're saying things, you're doing things in front of them, and you expect they are going to respect you, even if you're standing up for them and you're doing it because of them, the students. You're doing it because you want to let them know that you have their back, and they know, they trust and believe, they know what's right from wrong, and they understand that this is not right. You should not be speaking about this person like that. And that respect, you think that you're going to gain friendship and respect from them. No, it's just a matter of time before they show you that they don't respect you. Overall, you need to show respect. I mean, the culture in Japan was very different. The students were almost like robots. They complied with the rules and they participated in events that they were supposed to. Everything was just so different. There was a better structure with classroom structures, and of course resources were more readily available. There was a lot of emphasis on discipline, respect, and overall structure of the system when it comes down to teachers and even assistant teachers. So I find that in the Jamaican system it's a bit different in terms of just trying to deal with adults who don't seem to understand that they're adults. I mean, overall in Japan, the level of respect that people have for others, and their emphasis on keeping this peace, which can be translated in the Jamaican setting as being hypocritical, where they may not tell you something directly, but they pass it off as a joke or something for you to pick up on, or they might pass it on to your manager to tell you because they want to keep the peace. So it's overall a different culture. Jamaicans are more confrontational, and if you don't hear it from them, you'll see it on their faces. So for me, I just go to work, do what I need to do, and go home. I don't really have friends like that, where I go to their homes and stuff like that like I had in Japan, because it's a total different climate, right? I mean, a lot of teachers have been very friendly towards me, in all honesty and to be fair, but I am the one who just decide to stay to myself, because examples of structures in the Japanese setting is where once it is class time, it's class time. Students are not allowed to be going in and out. In the Jamaican setting, we find that a lot of these students are indisciplined, and we have to be teaching them to stay where you are. And a lot of them have, I mean, students in Japan do have mental health issues in terms of, ADHD. They have to move about and stuff like that, but they understand that this is the routine that is set. So they get a break at about, like a set time. They get a break. During the break time, they drink water, talk to their friends, go to the bathroom, etc. When it's class time, it's class time. When it's lunchtime, they serve each other and they clean the school as well, wipe and sweep. Yes, a lot of Jamaicans would say, me not send my people go clean the school, but they are also the ones messing it up, because that's another thing. In Japan, people value cleanliness more. You find the streets are spotless, like, more for the most part. I mean, you can go in other parts of Tokyo and other parts of Japan and find messy streets, you know what I mean, but for the most part, even in schools, it's highly encouraged. Even teachers, even principals, you will find cleaning the office, cleaning the schools. In Jamaica, we have to be telling the students not to litter. There will literally be a bin right there, and they just throw something beside the bin. You have to tell them, take it up, man, just take it up. This video is already a bit long, so I'm going to stop it here, and then in the next video I'll share about my rewards and challenges of teaching in both countries, and I'll also share with you some highlights and a reflection of returning home. How has it been so far, what have I been doing, and maybe I'll share what my next move is, maybe. All right, so make sure you subscribe, like this video, share it with someone who might need this information, and come back for part 2. All right, see you in the next one. May I finish pull up my ear now.